If you think movie ticket prices are high, you're not alone. You go to the box office or open an app on your phone to buy tickets and you see some outrageous numbers. To take a family of 4 to see a normal 2D showing of Hotel Transylvania 3 at a Regal in Charleston, South Carolina will set you back $50 just for tickets when the convenience fee of buying online is counted in. Now add in if the parents want to grab a large popcorn and a couple of drinks for the kiddos. You're looking at adding another $25 minimum. For $75, is it worth it for a middle-class family of 4 to burn 3 hours of their time for a movie they may or may not want to see? Probably not.
Dear Diary, today I had recollections of when I was a little strange boy playing Transformers in the school playground. I loved Transformers when I was 6. I remember wishing upon every shooting star that one day, soon, a live-action Transformer movie would appear and make me the happiest of little small boys. That moment didn't come until I was a grown man, and by that time I wasn't a little small happy boy, and therefore had no business watching such a movie, because, Diary, unlike the big man babies who queued up for hours to regress back into a childhood which, through rose-tinted nostalgia specks, resembled the pinnacle of human existence. How sad it is to be so excited by a movie based on a cartoon that was solely designed to sell cheap Chinese-made action figures. If I ever become that person, I hope the universe takes my member away and pushes me off a building that's not quite tall enough to snuff me out, but makes me very disabled. Transformers, Care Bears, He-Man, G.I. Joe, all these iconic kids' cartoons were made for one purpose: to make sure little girls and boys cried long enough to force their forever suffering parents to fork out oodles of dosh on mass-produced tat. You know, grown men cry when they're sat in the cinema, when they see their childhood reimagined on the big screen. A childhood manipulated by corporate overlords, pumping us with endless discharges of corporate slop. Makes me want to punch a kitten. The corporate slot machine loves people, not because they think people are like cool and precious being, but because people just spunk loads of money on pointless crap that the slot machine sells them. It's like the crack dealer-crackhead relationship. The crack dealer knows that the crackhead just wants crack. It doesn't matter how they package it or how they treat them when they come and buy it. They know they're just going to come back again and again and again to buy more and more crack. They don't need to treat them with respect. They don't need to say hello, or thank you, or good afternoon, or it's my pleasure. None of it. I mean, how many Marvel films and TV shows are there now? Not enough, apparently. They just keep churning out these cookie cutter slot fests week in, week out. Every movie is the same deal, the same structure, but they just seem to get lazier and more uninspiring. But people still love it, because they're crackheads, like a young'un who's come out of an abusive relationship and settled on the rebound for a really awful new partner. All their friends will tell them, you're worth more, you can do much better, respect yourself. But the young'un just goes, no, because deep down inside, they feel absolutely worthless. This new partner they got, they'll turn up for date night, dressed like it's laundry day. A laundry day that coincided with bin day, and a bout of heavy alcoholism, which also coincided with their water being turned off. They stink. They're low effort, but they still think this is good enough for date night. And they keep doing this over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Hollywood acts the same. All corporate slot machines act the same. The last product did okay, but they need to keep selling the product, but just repackaged. It doesn't matter if it's good. It's the product everyone loves, because they don't love themselves, because they've lost all sense of self-worth. The Predator was cack. Oh well, make another one. Batman's been done to death. Oh well, make some more. Suicide Squad was a disappointment. Ah well, ignore that, make another one. Everyone hated Amazing Spider-Man. Ah well, doesn't matter, make another 10 of the fuckers.
Hold up, Jack, I know that's not no spicy chicken sandwich. Yes, it is.
You know, even people who claim they're artists are the equivalent of a drive-through worker now. Some guy or gal will make some art house movie about Estonian pig farmers and the critics all love it, but no one goes and watches it. The critics will swoon all over them, shouting from the rooftops about what a great potential career they have. Before you know it, they're making their second feature, a big budget feature. The third reboot of She-Hulk versus Orange Panther. In interviews, they'll try and convince you that this is the project that they dreamed of making ever since they were a little child. You look at their face, and you know that they're dead inside. Cause of death? Brain drowned by corporate slop.
What's up, world? Yeah, you. I'm Travis Scott. This is my McDonald's order. Follow me.
Kurt Cobain blew his brains out, and good on him. Like Jesus, he sacrificed himself for us all. He spared us from seeing him descend into the bottomless pit of corporate slop, becoming an embarrassing shadow of what was once a great man. There's artists out there now who have their own McDonald's and KFC meals, food designed to pile drive you into a blissful state of obesity and diabetes. Can you imagine a world where the Chris Cornell Happy Meal exists? I can. It's now. There's a good reason why all modern entertainment, whether it's movies, music, television shows, are now all just corporate slop. Mega corporations buy and sell and own these entertainment outlets, movie studios, record companies, cable stations, streaming service, and thus they get to own the vast back catalogue of once great things and the updated not so great versions of those once great things. They look at the IPs and some auditor comes in and evaluates it and says, that's worth quite a lot. It's like having a big cachet of gold. And because people love all these things, they can just regurgitate it over and over again. Keep giving them bad versions of once great things. Because you already want to know. Movies were once a quality product for a decent price. You were getting value for money. But you don't get that now. Why? Because mega corporations create corporate slop. And therefore, what you're actually getting is something more like McDonald's. You have a fine restaurant and you have McDonald's. When you go to a fine restaurant, you pay quite a lot of money. It's an experience. You take your loved ones to a fine restaurant, you take them there on their birthdays or on special occasions, and you don't mind spending out because you're getting a decent experience. They bring out this wonderfully crafted food, and the service is impeccable, and you're treated with respect. Sometimes the food is so great they'll ask to speak to the chef and compliment them on their great work. Maybe the whole restaurant will stand up and give a standing ovation. Whereas McDonald's is a little bit expensive for what it is, but people still love it. But you never go into McDonald's and order something and go, wow, how unexpectedly delicious. You know exactly what you're getting. It's not good for you. There's no craft to it. There's no love and care and attention put into it. The service is terrible. You got some snotty-nosed student behind the counter going, what you want, bruv? Or someone who's been freshly people smuggled in the back of a van. They put it on a disgusting tray and you sit down at your disgusting booth surrounded by people who'd rather be dead. And you eat your slop. It's all been manufactured in a factory and pre-cooked somewhere else. Injected with some sort of chemical that gives it that McDonald's taste. You pay about £5 for 6 nuggets, some fries, and a cup of diabetes juice. Because in the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, maybe in the 2000s, you would go to the movies. And it would be like going to a fine restaurant, and you'd pay that price and get that quality product. And you would want to shake the hand of the chef. But now, it's been taken over by a corporate chain. You're paying the same price, but now you're getting a fucking McRib. You're getting a McRib for the same price as a Wagyu steak. And they think you don't even notice. That's disrespectful, bro. Real disrespectful. The corporate slot machines knows that you're gonna eat McDonald's because it's familiar to you. You're gonna get exactly the same thing every single time. They don't need to make any effort. They don't need to change anything. They don't need to revolutionize McDonald's. You're gonna go regardless. And that's what movies are now. Going to the movies was once like going to El Bulli or the Fat Duck. You paid the money and you're like, wow, what a good price for this amazing experience. But not now. It's just a conveyor belt of slop. Slop that is slowly killing you and numbing your mind. The movie slop is killing your brain slowly. The McDonald's slop and the likes is killing your body slowly. But they're all killing you. So next time they're rebooting or remaking or doing a new sequel or rehashing something that you once loved, don't get bent out of shape about it. These corporations are like McDonald's. You're expecting too much. They don't make good things. They just make things that people will consume because they don't know any better. When you go to the airport, you don't have many options. There's McDonald's. You go to the shopping centre, you don't have many options, but there's McDonald's. And you go, yeah, I'll have that. If you want better things, stop consuming.